It's your place for everything you need to know about Glendale. It's Glendale A to Z.
Hello and welcome to Glendale A to Z. I'm Julie Waters with Glendale 11. Find out the latest news from Glendale in just 5 minutes. Today we are talking with the Glendale Police Chief about proposed budget cuts to the police department should a temporary sales tax increase go away. The increase was approved by the City Council in June. It sunsets in just 5 years and is a total increase of 35 cents more on a $50 purchase. But should that temporary sales tax go away, there are numerous services and programs across the city that could be eliminated or reduced. The police department has almost $5 million in proposed cuts, and that includes about 66 positions. Joining us is Acting Police Chief Debbie Black. Thanks for being here, Debbie.
Of course.
Debbie, let's talk about right off the top of this list. There are police officer positions on this list. They could be eliminated. What's the impact to residents if that happens?
We have tremendous impact to our community if this reduction goes forward. In addition to 11 police officer positions, we have 39 civilian positions. What this represents is extreme inefficiency and a loss of direct service to members of the community.
Direct service means responding to calls, and it could be any type of call, crimes or a car accident, different things like that.
Yeah, and what it means, although I'm not taking police officers out of patrol cars, I am going to have to take them out of police functions in order to perform a lot of these civilian responsibilities that are now being done by very trained, dedicated staff and being done in a very efficient way. Now, police officers will be pulled out of their duties to do those functions.
Okay, an example, I believe I saw on the list that you call them detention officers. Most folks know it as the jail. So you've got folks who have been working in the city jail for years. They're trained in that area.
Exactly.
They could be eliminated. And are you saying police officers could take that job?
That's exactly the case. There's crime analysis, there's records, communications, all of these functions that are best performed by a highly trained, dedicated civilian staff will now have to be conducted by police officers.
So the police officers then are off the streets.
That's correct. And where the work will suffer is in our proactive enforcement efforts. So not the first responders, but the next line of defense. The officers that go out and do search warrants, that do proactive investigations, that take our prolific offenders off of the street so that they're not out there committing crimes.
Okay, because if I have a burglary at my house, a cop needs to come out, someone from the police department needs to come out, take that report. That report has to be put into a system somewhere.
Exactly.
For tracking, for record keeping, or possibly for legal action.
And when we're doing our best work, we have somebody reviewing those reports, looking for those commonalities, doing that analysis, finding that offender and taking them off the street and putting them in jail for a long time. That's what we've been able to create.
And all that's at risk.
All of that is at risk.
Okay. The CAT team, they are crime prevention specialists. They go out into the neighborhood, the community. They're a second set of eyes and ears, correct?
What they do is they prevent victimization. They provide the information to members of the community, thousands and thousands of people throughout Glendale, in businesses and homes, how not to be a victim, how to create those defense mechanisms for their persons, for their homes, their cars, and their businesses so that they can reduce the opportunity for victimization. Most of those programs are going to be going away.
Okay, so the whole CAT team and programs just like it, DARE officers, great officers, could be eliminated. What's the impact to residents?
They're just not going to see the same level of service in those crime prevention areas, in our effectiveness in getting the job done and taking offenders off the streets. Fewer arrests, fewer search warrants, no crime prevention.
Chief, as we wrap up here, very quickly, your department has been lean for several years. I've heard you say that. And you've already made reductions. Quick summary of the reductions that you guys have made over the years.
Well, over the years, we've reduced it at about a 9% rate, and that's in our general fund budget. So this is an additional 10%.
Okay. Debbie Black, Acting Glendale Police Chief, thanks for going into detail with us here on these proposed cuts to the police department and how they could impact residents. If you want to know more about the proposed cuts citywide, or you want to know more about the temporary sales tax increase, what it means, how it works, background and history, go to the city website, glendaleaz.com. Click on the Know the Facts page. For Glendale A to Z, I'm Julie Waters. We'll see you next time.